Hello again, everyone. So I've just finished watching both Rachel and Sarah's new prompts for this week, and it's a nice easy, well, I won't say it's a nice easy one, but in my case it's only a small one. I did some more of the wildflowers for the first prompt. I've just sort of scattered them through like that. It's completely dry now. So my garden gate is going to be up here, and the prompt was either garden gate or secret door. Now, my original sketch that I did, I had a little gate on the end up here, so I think I'm going to stick with that, with a fence. Obviously not that one. So what I did was on the back of the other piece, I've done a little sketch. I did go onto Pinterest and have a look at some garden gates and things like that, and decided this is something I'd like to do, like that, or similar. So I'm trying to just, it's a little bit different in size, but you get the idea, and I'm thinking something like that at the end of my garden path. So I'm going down the garden path and through the gate. So I'm thinking something like that on mine. Little brick wall on the other. I think Rachel's did a brick wall on hers. So I'll do a brick wall. Gives it that divide. But then this will be a tall gate. It's got like a circular part at the top, pickets at the bottom, and it has some sort of flower draping over it. I saw that on Pinterest. I really liked it. So that's what I'm going to do now. I bought myself one of these friction pens, and I think I heard Rachel say that they can come back, so you've got to be careful using it. So now I'm scared to use it. The whole purpose was that I could get rid of any lines I drew, but if it comes back, that kind of defeats the purpose, doesn't it? So what I might do is use my pencil very lightly and see how we go from there. First, I want to get the angle, to be honest. I kind of want to get that angle because I like it. So like that, I'm thinking. Okay. So if I stick with that kind of an angle, and just take it a little bit further, up like that. And then I want, because that's going that way, I kind of want it to be going on an angle, because that would be going into the distance as well. So if that's going to come up like that and like that, then this can kind of go like that and like that. Okay. Like that. Now I need a circle to guide me around here. Bit big. Nope. No. Okay. That could work. I think anything can be covered with stitches, can't it? Okay, I'm sticking with that, I think. Okay, now that will have a thickness to it, and so will that, like that. Draperies, fence, I don't want to go over it anymore. That piece there. Can be trimmed. So, can you see that? That's kind of my plan. Might be a bit difficult to see, but that's kind of my plan. There. This, yep, I can put a little bit, because that is quite narrow there. I've got scraps of that lace. I could always just put another piece of lace at the end there over the top of it to widen it just a little bit to this width here. So I think we can go with that. So I need fabric for the wall, and maybe like 2 different shades of fabric for the wall. That can be stitched, and maybe trying to think. Maybe some braid, thin braid for the pickets, because I just want it to stand out a little bit, because I've got this bit of lace here. I'll put some more plants in, so that will kind of disguise that a little bit, but I like the lace for the texture it gives. Okay, so that's what I'll go off and find right now. Alright, so I've had a little fiddle around here, and I've found a scarf. Well, I've chopped into it before, but it does have like a shiny thread through it, and I don't want the shininess on here. But what I've done is cut a strip out, and I'm just piecing it together. It is rather, it's got a very loose weave, so there's going to be a lot of stitching to hold it into place. But I like the, it's kind of got an old look to it, and I really like that. So let me just bring it up a bit closer so you can see. I've had to piece it a bit on this side to widen it up. And then I will have to kind of scrunch that piece. I don't know whether to take it all the way to the end or not. Maybe I will. To keep that in place. I just, you know, I like to make it difficult for myself, don't I? So there's going to be quite a lot of stitching to get that on there. Like that, but I like the look of that. Yeah, like that. And then with this, I can do that in stitching. And then what I might do is across the top to give it width. I do have that bag of wool yarn that I found. I could use, I don't know if I want black. What's that one? That's a dark brown. That might be better. I could use that. the top, like that. Like that. That could work. And you know, I could... Will it work though? Does it have to be that dark? Maybe a grey would be better. Let me have a look. I think I've used the greys in older projects. See, that's a charcoal, but that's just as dark, really. What about... I wonder what that might... Oops. Okay, where did that go? Just put it back there. What about that? That's like a blue-grey. That might be a little bit more gentle. Yeah, that might be a bit more gentle on the eye. I don't know what... I'm thinking the little gate structure needs to be like in a soft white. So maybe that will work. And by the time it's stitched, couched on, it will be alright. So maybe that's what I'll do. So all of this I need to couch on. I'm just thinking stab stitch, not couch, stab stitch this on. Yeah. Need to stab stitch it on. Because I know it's going to... I know it'll fray, so I do need to watch what I'm doing here. That part there will be stitched over with having a foliage kind of there. I'm wondering, I've got this glue, and I know Susanna from Vintage Blend Studio, she uses these a lot to hold things into place. So I'm wondering if, let me get rid of that one, put it in my bag. I'm wondering if I was to put a bit of this on the fabric to hold these into place properly, because even if I use my pins, I know it's going to move around, and then I'll be able to stab stitch it down. That might be the best thing to do. Let's try this side, shall we? And these are for fabric. It's just instead of using pins, you can use this. hold things in place like that. I've had this for a couple of years now. I do forget about it. Oh look, I have used it. I've got more glue. It's in the fridge. So it's just like a glue stick, really. There we go, let's have a look at that. There we go. And hopefully that will help hold it until I've stitched it. There. Yeah, that's right, and that will go on the top, so that's where that... Oh, did I not bring it up high enough? Oh, I see. Let's just open it up a little, like that. And that will go over like... That will go at the top there, like that. Almost giving like a shadow thickness kind of effect. If you squint your eye, you might understand what I mean. Yeah, okay. So what I'll do is I'll stab stitch that on before putting this on. I need to put that over there safe, just because I know it's not a permanent hold. Bits over here. My cat knocked my coffee over yesterday. She was being over affectionate. So that looks alright, doesn't it? Okay, I need to stab stitch that on, and that is just a matter of little stitches, isn't it? Let me find a needle to do that. And a thread. I could use that one, that will be fine. That one, or, because that one's got a slight sheen to it. And this one, that's a bit finer. I could go over the stitches, the weaving stitches a bit as well, like that. That might be a good idea, like just have a running stitch going that way would hold it all in place. In fact, that's what I might do, because that thread there looks like this thread here. So I think that is what I will do. Oh, I've got the wrong glasses on. Oh my goodness. I have to go out in a little while. Well, a little while? About an hour or so. It's back to school haircut day today, and I want a haircut too. Did I get that? No. Picking up some school supplies. Hopefully finding him some shoes. Been looking. Yeah. So that's what I'm doing today, and no doubt that'll take a while. So I wanted to do a little bit of stitching this morning before I go. Okay, let's have a look. I'll try and keep it in my guidelines. And I'm just going to, I think, do a running stitch, to be honest, and alternate it. You see how it's so close to these little stitches that are already in it. Let's just get get me started. I'm going to come back down on that one to hold that top piece in place as well. Yep, I think that will work fine. And it's kind of got that little, you know, old cottage garden appeal going for it, which is what I like. It's a bit tricky working on this, isn't it? I've noticed, because we don't know what's going to be coming up, we can only do so much, because you've kind of got to leave room for what else might be coming. I'm going to put a stitch further over here as well. Like, I've made my little sketch, but it's only a sketch because I have no idea what they're planning. I did notice one of the girls said, I think it was Sarah, said not to put too much in. Because then you'll have nothing to do if they were, all right, so if we'd have put a fence in or a gate in last week, what would you be doing this time around? So I'm trying not to be too over enthusiastic about what I do each week. Okay, so I'll go and finish that. You can see, you can't really see where my stitches are at all, but that's holding that down nicely. So I'll continue with that. So the fence is all nicely stitched on now, like that. You can't even see where I've stitched it because it had all those little stitches in the fibres anyway. Now I've got a piece of wool that I showed you before, and I'm going to couch it on, but I'm going to bring it up here first. I think that's where I want it from. Maybe a bit further over. Okay. And I just do that so that I can have it like that. And then I'm just going to trim it off there. I've got these. I thought that one might work nice. But then these are out of that little tin that I showed. I think I showed. I don't have to have the same. See, there's this lovely brownie colour as well that might work. It might be a bit too dark though. Might be better off sticking with that one. It's a similar colour. Yeah, well, that one or that one, the darker one. It's a bit blue, a bit too blue. I'll go with this one. Okay. And that's probably all I will do on this video today. Just the yeah, I think so. Because I'll need to find something for the actual little gate and around the gate, and like I said, I have to go out, so I'm just going to come up. Actually, I might just come up next to the fence part there. and take a stitch over it. That's all I have to do. And then come along again. If I keep it like that. I don't want to pull it too tight on this end because I still want it to appear as though it's getting bigger, and then tiny on that end over there. It's just mimicking that look. It's I think is it Rachel who says it's not real, and we've got to bear that in mind. It's not like some heirloom piece of embroidery where you want everything looking realistic. It's a bit of fun. And this is the end that will be attached to my spool. I think I've mentioned that in the first video, how this is the part where the spool will be attached on this end. Okay, so I'm happy with that. How do I finish that? I'm going to have to put a stitch. Oh, I can stitch it to the opposite side. Yes, I can. That's what I will do. Put one more stitch right on the end here, like that, and I can finish this off, but I don't want, oops, hang on. Okay, I don't want to have to, you know, finish it off here, so what I'm going to do is go under those stitches there and finish it off a bit further down. That way it'll be more secure and it's not going to fray or anything on this end. That's that, and this one, yep, let's just take that out of there, and I've got my lovely little needle threader here, which is very handy for wool, and Jeanette sent me that. Thank you, Jeanette. It's come in very handy. There we go. So I've got my wool, and now I'm just going to do the same. I'm going to just thread it back through there a bit. Like that. Hold on to that so I don't pull it too tight. And then just there we go. That's not going anywhere. And that's that side finished. Okay. And I'll do the exact same thing over there for that side. Okay. So that's my what's it called? My wall done. The glue is still drying under there a little bit. I think it turned out quite well. I did go around under here and just put a little shadow with my Inktemp pencils, just in the same way that I did the edge of the path. I did add another little bit of lace to curve it up to that opening a bit better, and just penciled the edge, so that's why that looks so dark there. It's because it's still drying. So I'll put this aside until tomorrow or whenever I pick it back up, and I'll finish off I'll do my gate in the next video and some foliage and things like that, and then that should be it. Maybe I'll throughout the week do a little bit more stitching on the background, because I've kind of finished it about, there's a little bit here, but mainly there onwards. So I still have some background, but I don't want to, you know, do too much because I don't know what they're going to do. So I hope you enjoyed that. I think it's quite nice the way it looks nice in the viewfinder anyway, let's put it that way. And then once the garden's filled in more, you know, it'll have a different look again. So take care everybody, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.